spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Before we get back to racing, I'd like to introduce to you a most unusual young man. This is Evel Knievel, and his specialty in sports is to take a motorcycle up over a ramp and leap through the air some 90 feet. That's what he's going to try to do today, over 15 automobiles. Now, have you ever done 15 before, Evel?
Bill, I never have. I missed a jump up in the northwestern part of the United States over 13, and I was hospitalized and laid up for nearly 5 months, and I sure hope that doesn't happen today.
Wow, how many cars were you attempting at that time?
13.
13, and you missed it?
That's right.
You're trying 15 today?
Well, the parachute's ready, the motorcycle's ready, and I'm not going to miss today.
Before we begin, we're going to go around the school and interview staff to get a general perception on who they think Evel Knievel is. So, Mr. Terzian, what do you know about Evel Knievel?
Wait a minute, the light's not even on, for God's sake.
Evel Knievel was a fearless man and inspired a lot of young kids to do what they do nowadays. Doesn't even have to be related to what he does, but because of the things that he did, motivated a lot of kids to become fearless and try more things.
Yeah, he was a daredevil in 70s, and one of his feats, I think he drove his motorcycle over the canyon, Grand Canyon, and also he had some accidents. He broke all the bones in his body. A crazy man. But name, Evel, you know, what kind of name is that?
I know he was a stuntman in the 70s and 80s. I remember watching him try to jump over the Colorado or the Snake River? Snake River, right? Yep. Ended up not doing too well on that. Broke every bone in his body quite a bit. Fearless. Did it with a very heavy bike. It was crazy.
I remember watching him jump all those buses in Las Vegas. I was probably 10 years old on Wide World of Sports, I think. For a 10-year-old, he was the man. We had a little toy that you wound up and then he'd go off and you could set it up over jumps. So he was quite a hit with the 10-year-old set back in 1977.
Evel was born in Butte, Montana on October 17, 1938. Butte was a mining town and Evel worked in the copper mines until he was 16. Then he was fired for driving his motorcycle into the copper mine's main power supply. He was then thrown in jail, and that's where he received the nickname Evel Knievel. Evel's favorite things to do in Butte were being chased by the police on his motorcycle and skydiving. He played minor league hockey, and he was a professional bull rider.
He's probably the only man in history who's become very wealthy by trying to kill himself. It's true, he is somewhat of a legend. He does incredible stunts with motorcycles, and he has broken, I guess, more bones than anybody in history, and yet he keeps at this. And he's planning to jump over 50 cars this Sunday at the Los Angeles Coliseum, and it's called an Evel Knievel Spectacular. So let us meet the gentleman. Here is Evel Knievel.
Evel was constantly in the search for more money. His passion involved his motorcycle, and he decided to carry out a career as a professional stuntman. He was a smooth-talking con man who, along his way to Las Vegas to begin his career, would pose as an insurance salesman to make extra cash along the way. He convinced the host of ESPN to film him jumping cars before the motorcycle race began. This was televised on ABC's Wide World of Sports, and nobody could even remember who won the race. The only thing they cared about was that crazy man Evel who jumped all of those cars. Like everything in Evel's life, it was really just fast, faster, and disaster, and this is what people were drawn to. They knew throughout all the war and even Watergate, where they couldn't even trust their own president, they could always trust Evel, because what he was doing was the truth. He would get injured and he would get back up again, and this is what people admired.
I'm very glad to be here. I left Los Angeles a week ago, went to Las Vegas, spent a few days, and then came up through Denver to get here. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm on oxygen. I have idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and it is absolutely just a killer disease. I don't know where it comes from, and there's no known cure on the face of the earth.
After a life spent on the edge, death has finally claimed the world's most famous daredevil, Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel, the motorcycle daredevil who...
Evel Knievel was one of the biggest icons in sports.
Could it be
Less than a year later.
But alas, all good things must come to an end.
Viva, viva, viva Knievel. Viva, viva, viva Knievel. One fine day, man came to town, a king of the road with a helmet for a crown, a motorcycle bird who is never coming down. It's a one-man game when they call his name, sing Viva, viva, viva Knievel. Viva, viva, viva Knievel. He'll keep that chance and make that